Yo guys, welcome back to my Sennoki Seki 3 playthrough. So sorry about that, last part kind of got cut short because my Elgato just stopped recording. So in the meantime, since that happened, pretty much you missed literally like 3 lines of dialogue, then we were right here. So once we talk to Altina, we start the next part of the day I should say. So let me just double check sure I got everything. I'm pretty sure I'm trying to remember before my Elgato got cut off, what we were doing. Real quick. I think we should be in the clear. So I'm trying to fix my Elgato. I don't know why it always has this reconnecting problem. So it always just like disconnects for some fucking reason. So I might have to buy a new Elgato at some point. So basically, you just barely missed like it was like literally 3 lines of dialogue when I got cut off. I rewatched the part. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. So now, just like any other day, we would have to like just like in the first game, after every bond day, it's we're doing the I'm just all messed up. We're doing the fortress again. So chapter 1, it's only we only get Altina Millium, so not very fun. So you know, like I said, anything with pretty much Millium dialogue or any of the Osborne's dogs, I'm pretty much not gonna. I'm just gonna skip through the dialogue because I despise them. So for this dungeon, it's actually best to have Altina first because you need her to destroy some stuff. Oh. So pretty much you didn't miss anything of that dialogue when they were talking to G. Schmidt and Tiota. So we get both the white rabbit and the black rabbit here. So this is where Altina gets her first S-Craft, and Millium automatically starts off with it. So the reason why you run Altina is so you can break these. Later on in the game, you don't actually need someone else. You don't need Altina to do that. Everyone will be able to break them, so easy enough. And Altina's screen one is this giant laser beam. So this one is kind of cool. So I was holding totally the wrong button. I was scared because my computer had like a ding ding sound, so I was like, oh god, did the recording get cut off already? So that one doesn't really have a really great range, so it's just easier just to use the melee. And for the sake of just speed running through this, there's no real reason to fight any of the enemies. This one's a little bit more better to do for leveling up, but you only have 3 characters, so you don't have the full link possibilities that you would have in other guys. Just to show it off. Why not? So this one is completely new to Millium since she never has something like this. The first one she did have the hammer, but this one's hammer and ball this time around. I never actually showed off Altina's one yet. I just realized that. So pretty much anyone from class 7, their levels don't really matter too much, since of course, just like since you don't have them the entire time of the game, they're automatically leveled up to a certain point in the game by story progression. So I always knock these just in case. And we have a little ladder over here. Technically, I could just go back to Arene, to be honest, but I'm gonna be too lazy to switch back to Altina or Millium when one of those pillars show up. So technically, I actually need money in this game because I spend a lot of money in this game, more than I did in the first 2 games, on CP increasing items or replenishing items, because I use that to farm or help me farm at end game, because you will be farming a lot. Oh yeah, it hits behind too, so the hitbox on that is ridiculous. And makes up for why it's so slow, because Altina doesn't actually have a follow-up on hers like Green does. And Millions is pretty much exactly the same. I mean, I can show it off real quick. Pretty much the exact same thing. Oh. Don't matter, whoopsies. I mean, this is the exact same from the game, which is the punch. And she gets a smash too. Not really great. So once again, gonna pretty much skip through all that. There's no real reason to read it. It's just kind of like backstory on Milliam, which I don't care about. If there's backstory on Altina, I'd actually give a crap about it, but once again, that was real quick. That was Reen's backstory about, you know, how his father left him in Ymir and he was adopted. So once again, that stuff has happened in the other game. Whoops. Sorry, Altina. We've got to go grab this treasure chest over here. Boom. I like her run animation too. It's so awesome. You know what? At first, when I first played this game, I was like, "There's no run animation in this game. This sucks." I was like, "Oh, I'm not holding the right button. I'm stupid." So here we go. So that unlocks that door that was over there that I just skipped. So the professor just like, I don't give a crap. Yeah, and the game's just like, hey, you can heal again. And I was just like, nope, rip. Rest in pepperonis. So this time we're fighting a magic beast, like the original old school house would have. So it really doesn't make sense why this is here, but rip. I don't think I showed off Altina, so this is Altina's S-Craft. So she actually turns into the Black Rabbit here. So there was a patch done to the game where, for some odd reason, Altina during her S-Craft would lose her legs for some random reason. So Falcom did patch that out, so that's nice. I couldn't replicate it 100% of the time, but there would be parts where she would just literally lose her legs. It's just like, what the fuck? Sure. God, I love that victory pose from her. Kaku status upper desu. Dude. Alrighty there. So sorry for I am skipping dialogue, but there's no real reason to read into that, because I hate Milliam. So we're pretty much done with Milliam. That is the end of the Bond Day. So we're gonna head back to school. So I promise, guys, that won't happen as much as it should be. So she said she went to visit guys in the North Highlands right there. That's pretty much all you need to know about that. So that's gonna have significance later on. So, since there's no Milliam Nectar, you can do this. So she's basically one the same, because it wasn't explained within the game, but between the first and the second and the third game, Altina learns that she is a homunculus, and you also learn that as well too. So basically, Reen's just trying to comfort her and saying that Altina is just Altina now. She's not a homunculus. She's not Milliam. They're not, you know, they're not like they're not human, like created humans. So that's kind of like Altina's journey, is just to figure out herself right now. So I do like that mechanic, and it shows up more in Altina than it does with whatchamacallit, Milliam, because I don't really like Milliam at all. So you notice those are some kind of the flashbacks of what we just did. Most of that should have been recorded, so hopefully none of that was scrapped during our recordings. So this is a little bit of a flashback. So if you remember, that's the original kind of music from a bedtime from the first game, which Miss Vita Clotilde used to do. So basically here, Reen's like, he's shocked. He's like, this is not Misty. So he's gonna go down to he's remembering Vita Clotilde. So I'm gonna fast forward to this a little bit, because he's gonna go down to the radio station. This is really unimportant. He's like, what's going on? Is there Misty down here? He's like, no, I like Misty a lot. They're just playing that music. So that's pretty much just happened. Oh yeah, okay, you know what? There's no real. Once again, everyone Lecter, I'm not gonna even acknowledge at all, guys. Like, there's a real reason why I don't like them And once we get to the end of the game, you'll see there's no real reason to care. So this is gonna be our field day. So unlike the old games where it was just class 7, the entire school goes. So that's why we have the train, as you've seen beforehand. So, not really much of an important conversation. Some might consider that important, but I'm not really going to translate that completely because, yeah. So right here, they're learning about soldat units, and they're training to use them. So I'm gonna fast forward this. There's actually no dialogue. So in every chapter now, they have this sequence where you're gonna fight someone with your soldat unit. So I'm gonna skip this dialogue because it's not really too important. So Ran is gonna use one, and we're gonna use one of those soldat units, since it'd be kind of unfair if we use Valamor against students. Fast forward that. So the students are basically learning how to use Divine Knights. And Teotihuacan is, of course, the engineer, one of the engineers for it. So basically, they're kind of accelerating the pace. So what Randy said was there. So this might be a little bit quick, but he's gonna have class 7 start actual combat training instead of just regular running drills. So they're gonna fight. Basically, we're gonna take control of Yuna and Kurt, and we're gonna fight against Reen. So if you watch my Divine Knight video, you should know all about how to beat these pretty easily. So for the most part, I'm gonna not use items because items really break the flow of how fast this can be done. But yeah. So once again, your damage is based solely upon how high you are in level. I believe I don't have the five bursts, so I only have rush. So technically, these are some of the hardest parts on Nightmare, just because these fights are increased in difficulty, and so you want to always be at the highest level that you can possibly be. So I do want to cancel him out of that. Sweet, broken. If he's gonna do that again, might as well just break him. I mean, not break him, but stun him out of it. I don't want him using crafts. So technically, he should be a little bit more defensive than what I'm doing right here, but since I know what I'm doing, there's no real reason to hold back. So just like any good Super Saiyan or Gundam fight, you get a finisher when you defeat them like that. Migoto da. So basically, Rin was just playing around, of course. So they're just learning how to use the Divine Knights. So once again, this is the first time they're using Divine Knights, so it makes kind of no sense what happens later on in this game, in this chapter. So these two obviously get destroyed by Randy. So basically, Ash thinks he can basically beat us right now. He thinks he's so almighty and powerful that he can win. So Range is like, you know what, fine. Fine, you want to prove that? We're going to show you how bad this beatdown is going to be. So this fight is literally such a joke. So we play as Rin, not Ash. So of course, Ash is like, yo, I'm going to get the cooler Soldad unit. So I'll show you how much of a joke this is. Literally, even on Nightmare, this fight is actually essentially a joke. So basically, Ash gets to move 3 times before you even get to move once. So, come on. And he gets to do that as well too, so whatever. Dude, look at how much of a joke damage that was. And literally, we're not even using Valimar too, so... Once again, this is... I don't know if this is Ash's first time technically using this, but it's such a joke. I don't think you can break him with using this. You notice how I'm not even worrying about the caution meter at the bottom because it literally doesn't matter, guys. Like, this fight is such a fucking joke because Ash is literally a joke in this game. Like, you shouldn't ever like take Ash seriously. So this part, I'm gonna preference that this is gonna be a shorter part than my other ones. I know the last 2 parts have been short because my Elgato has been shitting out, so I do apologize for that, guys. So basically, Ash is like, you didn't win. And Randy's like, at least thank you for... he's thanking Rain that he at least taught Ash kind of a lesson. Of how he got beat down, boy! So, but this is the briefing for the next school outing. Or the school trip. We're going to the Hyarms. So basically, I don't know how I should start this. So in Erebonia, there are 4 great houses. We're going to the Hyarms Great House province. So in the first game, we went to Eustace's one. We also saw Marquis Rognar's one, which was by Roar. Now we get to see the Hyarms. We never get to see the Kain's. Well, I think Kain does have Ordis, I guess. I guess that's kind of their province is Ordis. But we're gonna go to the Charms one. So that was just a briefing of where we're going. No. So 20 is the maximum for that first part. Oh yeah, we bought a present. I guess the game just gave it to Elise already, so I usually hold off on the presents when I can, but whatever. It's fine, it's fine. After 6:30. So this is the school's train station. Yes, we have a train station. Really makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. Fast forward this a little bit. So basically they're saying the train should be here soon. So here it is. The Imperial Schools Thor's Academy 2's train. Full with living space, a cafeteria, and a compartment for Divine Knights. So just like the Courageous it was in the second game, the students will in the train itself, and they're all gonna populate the area as vendors as well as. And we meet Claire Revelt. So my opinions of Claire have done a 180 completely. So I don't know how many people actually saw my video on spoilers and what I think, but pretty much I used to like Claire. After the end of this game, I hate Claire. She's a bitch. So this is Claire Revelt, leader of the RMP or the TMP in this game, and she's the younger sister to Michael over there. So they are both part of the Revelt family. Yes, they run that noble family, the Revelts. I don't know what they do. I think they sell like special accessories or whatever. I don't really care, to be honest. It's not that important. So the Divine Knights, all of the knights are basically held in the last two compartments of the train. And here we get to go buddy with Claire again. Because we haven't seen, I believe, Claire since the last mission from Osborne. So he's basically saying, like, wow, I didn't expect to see you here. I just saw Millium Lecter. So basically, Claire knows about Yuna, and Yuna does idolize Claire a little bit. So basically, I think what was supposed to happen was Yuna met Claire at the police academy, and she recommended her to come to Thor's academy. Of course, this has all happened after the occupation of Crossbell. But as you saw at the end of Trails of Cold Steel 2, and a hint of it in Trails of Cold Steel 1, Claire still has feelings for Reen. But obviously, I don't give a shit now because of what happens, so I don't give a shit what you want, Claire. Get the fuck out of here. You don't even have fucking flawless order anymore in this game, which is like the reason I only ever used you, because you had flawless order. So, I don't care. So, if people don't know what flawless order is, Flawless Order basically was Claire's one of her skills or C crafts, which allowed all units on your team to basically move next in line. So if they already made a move, they popped an S craft and they have to wait a long time. Flawless Order basically removed all delay and made them go next in line. So no one actually has Flawless Order in this game other than Sarah, but it's a command point and I believe it takes up 4 BP points. But what it does is it's like Kurt's one, but if someone made an action already, it puts everybody in the next action order, plus it severely reduces your delay. So it's very, very good. Yes, mom. So basically, Aurelia just said, show the world what you got. There's no.
そしてしばるさ北方戦役の終結から続いていた大いなる力を持つ者と己の未熟さと向き
分校長ええ飛行兵の運用と整備については小破程度の通常整備なら南祭司中央工房の誇りにはいお任せください
So basically, she, of course, you're obviously gonna know that she's gonna be our vendor out on the field now on this trip to be our Divine Knight vendor, or an Orberman vendor, and our customizer as well. So you'll see once we get to the actual field day who the vendors are.
これより先は激動の時代飢餓も国も老若男女の違いも乗り越えられないのであらばどの道明日
So I'm sorry if I'm fast forwarding more than I should, but once again, guys, like I just want to push this a little bit faster than it should be. So I know I'm skipping a log, but I'm trying to catch everybody up with what I know and what I've translated, and what other people have translated as well too. Because for the fact, like I lose myself on chapter 3's, well not really chapter 3's like story. Like I understand chapter 3's story a little bit. Just I don't understand the reasoning. Chapter 4 is where I start not understanding what the fuck is going on. Chapter 2 is a little bit confusing as why it happened, but whatever. To me. I should literally skip through this. There's no dialogue. It's just previewing all of the train. So this is the briefing room, right next to the engine room. So basically, the field days are now 3 days long. You don't really see it too. It doesn't seem that bad. It's actually a lot faster than it should be. Well, to me, it feels like that. So now we get to kind of peruse the train. So we're gonna head up to the head of the train first. Dr. Toa. So she's excited about this because this is what her class 7 used to do when they were doing the test phases. So that's an endless loop. Don't need to really care about that too much. And this is once again, this is the conference room, and these are the teachers' lounges. So 2B is ours. And basically, this is your instant heal spot in the game. So you can just keep constantly going back and take a shower to get 100 CP, which is ridiculously broken. But very, very nice that they did that. So they're talking about Sour right now. So I believe she's supposed to be talking about Sour during the Civil War or the annexation of Crossbill and what she was doing. Okay, we're gonna skip that because I don't give a shit about Gale of Osborne. So right here, I kind of skipped it, but that was kind of Claire's backstory. We're gonna learn way more about the backstory later on, so I don't really care too much about it. But basically, right now, what you have to know is she didn't say this or anything, but her parents died in a car crash, and basically it was her and her brother. So she found out that the car accident wasn't an accident; it was on purpose. Someone wanted to kill her parents, And so Gil Osborne reached out to her and basically was like, here, you help me, I help you. So that's kind of what happened, and that's why she's joined up with Osborne. But her brother went a different path. He doesn't care too much about vengeance as much as Claire does. So we can skip the rest of that. That's pretty much more backstory than was actually told right there on what did just happen. But that's all you need to know. So we'll talk to Yuno over here. And now we can play cards with her, so that was the dialogue for cards. So she has an archer, so she can literally just leave that in the back row. So this is gonna be annoying. So looks like I go second, but I get a crystal, so I much prefer that, to be honest. So yeah, this sounds perfect. This sounds perfect. Oh, and the crystal's in the front row too. Oh my lord, yes. This is beautiful. Oh, and I got a bird too. Oh, I got a burb, boys. I got a burb. Oh, do I not have enough? Oh, I don't have 7. I'm dumb. If I got a crystal, that would have been better. What? Why are you giving? What is this AI doing right now? Sweet. Thanks for buffing my golem. So birds are awesome because they can immediately attack as soon as they're summoned, and they can attack twice. So pretty much she can't do anything because she has absolutely nothing. Yeah, I wasn't sure why she did that. Pop a bunch of these here. Don't really. This is pretty much over. And if you do that with certain characters, it does increase their bond meter with you. So you can also constantly play with them over and over if you want to, but you don't get anything more useful than beating them the first time. So here's Kurt. So this will be a constant thing with Kurt. He'll always be here, and you can talk to him. He's kind of pondering himself and his training. So that's that. Oh, and you can also buy some health items in these vending machines, but that's not even worth your time. So that is the students. That was the students' car for where they sleep. This is the engineering car and a little bit of the Divine Knights. Let's go, Tina. So that's their conversation, and the last card, of course, has Valimar in it, so we can talk to him. It's not really too important of a conversation. I'm not gonna fast forward it though. I could, to be honest. I should have, but whatever. But please make sure if you're going for everybody's notes, talk to everybody. So basically, that right there was Toa letting you know pretty much it's bedtime. There's nothing else to do. So we got everything in here. To be honest, I could just fast travel in the fucking train itself, but whatever. So we are done with everything in here. There's nothing else we can do. And we share a room with Randy. And here we arrive. So Randy's already awake. He's an early riser. So there's Heimdallar. I actually don't know what that is over there. That might be Drekner Fortress? I want to say? It does look like that from afar. It might be. So here's our first cameo appearance for who's going to be in this chapter. It's Fee! With long hair. Who now has a whale tail, apparently. Yep, that is what you think it is. It's a whale tail. And of course, they have to reference Sarah. So that's our first cameo appearance, is who is going to be in the chapter. There was another one earlier on, Cough Cough Elliot, that is going to be in the chapter as well. So there's one more person that's going to be a cameo appearance in here as well too. So we are heading to the EX base, or basically our camp base by St. Arc. So this is where we're going to camping, and then students are going to set up. So I can fast forward this too, actually. This is them setting up, and we're going to now do our special missions. So we're the ones going to have special missions to do at St. Arc. So this is why Class 7 was formed. So it's going to be basically the school events, like we always do, the field days. So there's some strange things happening in St. Arc, and we're going to help solve them. Joining us for a little bit, but there's no real reason to use her. So basically now the game I can use my arc message from Elise saying something. I don't really care too much. Not gonna say it. So you notice how Claire's a higher level than us. Technically, this is kind of the bar where you want to be. If you're playing Nightmare, you want to be around a level 11 at this point. So that means being that last dungeon with Altina and Milim, you want to be at level 11. So this is pretty much, these characters that you get are the bar where you want to be level wise in the chapter before heading to the final parts. So we're literally gonna have Claire for like 5 minutes at most. So I'm gonna talk to these people over here. So these are our notebook people. So the more we fill out these notebooks on battle, characters, and cooking, and books and all that, they're gonna give us some extra rewards. So she's gonna give me some rewards. So I finished her side quest right there, because once again, I have everything 100% complete. Same with this girl as well too. She's gonna do the same thing. I want to get some. We're gonna get some items. And same thing with this girl too, right over here. So I finished their side quest because I literally just gave them everything they needed. So those are going to be our note vendors for the game, but we literally just cleared everything for them. So this dude here is going to be the general store once it locks in chapter 2, so it's not technically unlocked yet. So, but he's going to be this. So this dude over here is going to be our our weapon and clothes vendor for out here. And I believe he also can do customization, just like Teota, but whatever, doesn't really matter. This girl over here is the cooking girl, so she's part of the cooking club and the gardening club, so she sells all the ingredients you need. This dude over here, he's gonna give me a side quest, but I'm just gonna fast forward his dialogue. He wants to get some fish, but he's the fishing vendor out on the field now. So as I already have the fish he needs and the monster parts he needs, I'm just gonna finish his quest up real quick. So he wants those parts just to make a meal is basically what I'm saying. So you need to do that to 100% this chapter, this part. So there's that quest done already. So once again, in order to finish it, there's literally a fishing spot outside this area, right immediately outside this area, which will basically help you with all that to do. So with that, I'm gonna call that a part, guys, because my last ones have definitely been cut off due to my Elgato. So if you guys do want to see more videos, please let me know. Like the video, comment, share, do whatever you gotta do. Until then, peace.